Somebody gave me 1-star review on Apple Podcasts, and I'm a little nervous because it came directly after the episode about Scientology. So I was looking through the reviews and the ratings, and then I saw somebody gave me 1 star. And if it's just a normal everyday person, if you know me, if you don't know me, like, that's fine. Any criticism, like, the good things make me smile, and then things like that make me learn, make me grow. And that's absolutely fine. That's life. That's comedy. But I was sitting there and I was like, what if it's a Scientologist, or what if they're on to me? And I remember as soon as I checked, I ran to my window and I looked outside, and I was looking to see if I saw any suspicious vehicles. And when I left the house, I looked every which way, and I was talking to my family about it, that, what if it's a Scientologist, right? Like, or Scientology, the Scientology community. So I was laughing with them, and then I started laughing, like, uncontrollably a little bit. And then I told my family, hey, you know what? It's not really that funny anymore. I'm actually a little scared. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled because I'm a little paranoid. I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, if I were to get an odd email saying, hey, from like the letter S, take it down, I'm taking it down. So listen to it while you can, because I don't know what's going on. And I'm honestly a little bit nervous because they could be outside my house right now with audio material, trying to listen to my every word, and maybe listening to this podcast right now. And I'm a bit nervous. Yes. Well, if they're out there listening, they just got dinner and a show, because they heard that angelic voice, that American Idol 2020 winner, Mary Grace Sopran. So today I filmed a TikTok with my best friend. And if that doesn't sound like something a 15 to 17-year-old would say, I don't know what is. I'm 23 years old and I'm proud. But there are some funny things on TikTok. So I had this great idea, and I asked my friend, hey, would you be willing to go with me to 4 or 5 fast food restaurants to film me doing the hip hop Harry dance, that trend that was happening on TikTok, where it's like, who's next? So yeah, I asked her, I said, hey, can you help me film? Like, I'll do the dance in all these public eating establishments, and you'll film it. She was like, yeah, sounds great. So the first place we go to is the Burger King on 1 and 9. And I just had a weird feeling somebody was going to say something throughout this filming ordeal. So an ordeal it was. So she parks her car, my friend that's driving, and then we get out. And as soon as I put my hands on my knee and, like, in that bend position, literally a car of guys are at the stoplight, and they say, "Wepa! Wepa!" And they were all clapping their hands, and they were beeping, and we laughed, and then we ran back in the car, because I didn't know, we didn't know what to do in that situation. We didn't know what to do. So we got catcalled while making a TikTok. We got catcalled while making a TikTok. So then we continued. So she filmed me doing the move there. And then I went to Wendy's. And then we went to Popeyes. And it was like the most picturesque Popeyes I've ever seen in my life. The background looks like Picasso painted it. So when you see the video, you have to take a look at that, because that was hilarious. I was like, wow, this is just like the most beautiful day at a Popeyes ever. And then we went to KFC, and that KFC is very sketch-matech. Very, very sketch-matech. I've had a lot of situations happen in that KFC. But we were out filming, and when we were trying to film it the first time, we had somebody's license plate, so I'm not going to be putting that out there. Plus, you just can't. Like, you can't put somebody's information like that. So we did it again, and then some guy came out of his car, and he was like, dumbass. And I didn't respond to that because, like, as soon as we, like, were done, as soon as she filmed me do the move, we ran to the car because we just didn't want to see anybody or, like, have any kind of interaction with anybody else. But I realized he said it once I sat in the car, and it was too late to defend myself or say anything. But he called me a dumbass because I was dancing in a KFC parking lot. And we almost got hit by many cars. And then our last one we went to was McDonald's. And I thought, oh, this would be great. I could do, like, because I wanted to do something special for the Who's Next? So I decided that I wanted to do a flip into the move. So I did a flip, and then my shoe fell off, and my shorts almost fell off. So the 1 and 9 almost got dinner and a show, and my friend is scarred for life. And we ended up not doing the flip. The flip was a no. So I was just doing that leg move. But we were out for a few hours filming that TikTok because we hope that that goes viral. I'm not gonna lie, that's one of my dreams, is to go viral on TikTok. Think what you want, but it's one of my dreams. It's also one of my dreams to dunk a basketball and break the glass part of the net. And that's probably not gonna happen. So I have to put my focus on other things. And me and my friend were sitting on the couch. We were like, oh my gosh, what if it goes viral? That'll be so awesome. Like, because we're looking at how many, we're putting a bunch of hashtags, like hashtag Wendy's, hashtag McDonald's, hashtag funny, hashtag hip hop, hashtag Chris Brown, hashtag Billie Eilish, just to put anything there. And we were like, oh, this would be great. Like, if we become TikTok famous, we can go on Ellen. We like screaming. And it's like, these are two 23-year-old girls here screaming about going viral on TikTok. So hopefully that happens. If that happens, I'll probably die in slow motion. I just felt really old doing that. I felt like I was like a 50-year-old soccer mom doing something to appease her children. But it's gonna rock your sock. So I really hope that you're prepared for it. Bitchin' like a pigeon. I want to introduce a new segment called The Elizabeth Chronicles, which will be crazy things or things that I consider shenanigans that happen in my neighborhood. So this morning, in the family group text, my cousin, who also lives in my neighborhood, sent me a photo of it looks like a body that's wrapped up in a grassy area. And this grassy area is like right down the block from me. And if you live in Elizabeth, if you see something like that, you're going to think it's a dead body immediately. Somebody disposed of a sex doll / mannequin in the area, in that grassy area, and then the police were called because somebody thought it was a dead dog, and then they covered it up with a towel, and then it looked so disturbing, and then they got rid of it. I guess they got biohazard guys to pick it up because who knows what is on that doll. So they took it and they left the head there, and it's like a burnt head. The oddest thing I've ever seen. And or maybe that one time we found a machete outside of our car in Oakland. That was also a shenanigan. But my family and I were taking a walk, and then we came across the mannequin's head. So it looks like it was burnt, and there was lipstick and like stuffing coming out of its eyes, and it had eyelashes, fake eyelashes. So all I wanted to do was eat my Smucker's Uncrustable in peace, and then I come across that. I still ate the Smuckers though, because that doesn't bother my stomach, but I can never just have a peaceful moment in the neighborhood. Well, damn. I heard that there's news that Chuck E. Cheese might close, and it's actually really upsetting because I used to go there a lot as a kid, but after this pandemic, I don't know how they can survive, to be honest, because you go to that place and it's like how you feel when you go to the beach for the whole day. You're all like greasy and nasty, and you're all like, you feel like you have like a veil of some kind of substance over you. So I just don't know. People would still bring their kids there because they did pre-coronavirus, and that place is just nasty. You're just like slipping and sliding all over everything. And last time I took my cousin there, there's only one thing that really stood out to me. I remember, that'll probably be with me for the rest of my life. They had Chuck E. Cheese come out. So it's definitely some person making like minimum wage in the Chucky costume, which is an awesome job, by the way. I'm not knocking that. That was one of the jobs I wanted to have growing up. I've always wanted to be a mascot. I actually signed up to be the Billy Bear. From William Patterson, it was like a bear with like a fox hat on, and I signed up to be that as soon as I got to that school, but I wasn't like the height requirement, so they never even got back to me, and it's probably for the best because I can't do flips or throw a basketball very far, or, to be honest, I don't know what else mascots do. That's like all I see them do in the movies. But speaking of mascots, so Chuck E. Cheese comes out and they have somebody on a microphone and they're like, Chucky's coming out, Chucky's coming out, Chucky's coming out. And then they do like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then they have like alarms going off, like alarm sounds going off. And then Chucky comes out, and out of nowhere swarms like 20 children, and they're like dancing for those tickets. And Chuck E. Cheese is just like throwing the tickets up in the air, and kids are like fighting each other, and the kids are rolling on the ground. And I looked at my cousin. I was like, "Hey, is he gonna get in there?" And then I looked at his face, and that child looked like he saw, looked like he saw, like a ghost. He was terrified, and he was like, "I'm not going in there. That's just scary." Because the children were fighting each other for those tickets, and I said, Amias, if I were you, I wouldn't have done it either. But it was, I couldn't believe what I was seeing with my eyes. And then the parents are clapping and they're like cheering for the kids, like, go Tommy, get those tickets, get those tickets, get those tickets. And I was like about to say, hey, like, give me your hat, like, to my child cousin. And I was going to go in there, pretend to be a child and like grab all the tickets, but somebody would have said something to me. But I was going to do it. I was trying to get him all those tickets. And because he wanted the Grimace looking guy. It's like a bootlegged Grimace. His name is like Munchus or something, and he wanted that doll. And I remember we got there at like 4 or 5, and we were there till closing, till they closed at like 9, and like we were there till like 9:30 because they were like cleaning up, and we were still trying to get this kid tickets. So it was hilarious. I was like scanning every single like PlayStation so we can get as many tickets as possible. And my cousin, the skee ball, we were doing the skee ball because you get the tickets really quickly, and instead of just like putting your hand back a little bit and then throwing the ball, my cousin, the way he throws the ball, he'll put it completely over his head, like you're pitching a softball position all the way up, and then he throws it. And I was like, okay, Amias, we just need a few more tickets and then we can get you the Grimace or Munchus, whatever his name is. And he was like, okay. And he was doing it really quickly. And as I was telling him, because I was walking up behind him, and he did it so fast that he almost, like literally there was no room for the Holy Spirit. He almost hit me in the head with the wooden ball or plastic, I don't know, that heavy ball. He almost clocked me in the head with it. And if he would have hit me, I would have been passed out, because this kid was in it for the tickets, and we were in a mega rush, but he didn't hit me, but it was a close one. It was a close one. And at the end of the day, he ended up getting his Munches doll, which is what we wanted, which was the goal. We were there later than some of the workers at Chuck E. Cheese. So that was fantastic. We even did a group huddle. We had a plan and everything. We were like, Amias, you do the skee ball. We'll play the game right behind you. And my sister will play the game right next to you. And we could have made like a montage of us playing these games and then cashing in, munching our tickets in the ticket muncher, and then getting our cousin that Munches doll that he wanted so badly. It was a success, and we looked like coal miners when we left that Chuck E. Cheese. If it goes, I'll be sad to see it go, but if so, R.I.P. RIP to Chuck E. Cheese, Mickey Mouse's bootlegged cousin. The last thing I want to address is that I have a dentist appointment this weekend, and I have a sad feeling of what the results are going to be. I literally went 20 years without a cavity, and I remember when I got that awful call from my dentist that I got my first cavity, and I cried because I never had a cavity in my life, and I was at work, and I cried, and my friend's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got awful news." And they're like, "Oh my God, what happened? Did somebody die?" And I was like, "No, I got a cavity." And they're like, "Girl, that's okay." Because, I never had one, so I didn't know what the process was. And I just felt like disappointed in myself. But it's okay. Most of the time, it's just genetics. So I might be 40 and have no teeth, but that's okay. I'm doing my best with what I got now. But yeah, so we have a dentist appointment. And my dentist is like 85 years old. And she talks like this. She talks like that. She's from Romania or something, and she rocks. She rocks. She got new tiles, and my sister commented on the tiles, and now every time we go, she's like, "Oh, Nikki, you like the tiles? You love the tiles, don't you?" And then my little sister is like, "Oh, yeah, I love the tiles. That was like 5 years ago, but I love the tiles still." She rocks. And I remember I had to get I think I had to get a filling in one of my teeth. And then she was like, "Do you remember what tooth it was for?" And I was like, the one on the right in the back. And she was like, "Yeah, sounds great." And I was like, no, I'm not sure. And she was ready to do it. And then I was like, "Can you please, I'm not sure if that's the right one or not. I have pain in both sides of my mouth." And then she checked her files, and it was the tooth on the left side. So she was about to do work on the right side of my tooth before even checking. So she would have gave me a filling for a tooth I didn't even need to get a filling for. Honestly, it's worth going to her, though, because there's always something funny that can happen. And she has a receptionist that sounds like Kermit. And they got into an argument about a plunger because they needed a plunger for the dentist office. And so this is how the conversation went. "Hey, doctor, I'm going to go get a plunger for the bathroom. We need a plunger. The other one broke." And then my doctor was like, No, don't do it during work time. Do it another time." And then she was like, "But doctor, we need a plunger now." And my doctor was like, No. And then the secretary was like, the receptionist was like rolling her eyes, and I thought it was about to go down, and I was like excited to watch it, but nothing happened, and it ended there. But it was a sight to see. I was like right in the middle of that awkward situation because I had to get my teeth done next, and it was a sight. So all I can hope for, I have my fingers and toes crossed that something's gonna happen this weekend. Hopefully I don't have a cavity and then just some drama occurs. But if not, wish me the best of luck. I'll definitely keep you updated on next week's podcast on how my dentist visit went. So, prayers up for your girl. No cavities 2020. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much love always. Stay safe out there. Watch out for mannequins' heads on your block. And I will catch you next week, cousins. Mariah Carey. Boom.